What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. Today, I was going to do a tattoo on my homeboy, Big John. I don't know if y'all seen the episode that I did. It was a skull octopus, but I never finished his shading on it. And he's in town. He's in town today. I was supposed to do it, but I guess he's running late, and I got things I got to do around 2:30, so we're going to have to rain check it. But I do have some tattoo videos coming y'all's way. I got to do Matt. I want to do my homeboy Big John, and I also want to do one on myself. But since I have to rain check on the tattoo video, I'm just going to tell y'all a couple of street stories today. First off, how y'all like my new gaming chair? Yes. It's like a miniature recliner. You know what I mean? Most people get those freaking racing chairs and crap. Look, they're comfy for about an hour, but that ain't what I want to... Look, this thing massages my lower lumbar. Yeah, that's right. Heats up in wintertime too. I haven't plugged it in yet and tried it out, but this thing's nice. 2 cup holders, reclines, perfect size, and it's on a swivel. It can go 360 degrees. Go get it on Amazon. I'll probably leave the link in the description for y'all to check it out. It was $300, but I tell you, it is well worth it. This is probably the best chair I've ever had. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm going to tell you 2 stories today. Shouldn't be too long. One of them is how I got away from the police one time. And the other one was absolutely insane. I actually told this story when I first opened up my Patreon. And I was kind of doing like raw videos. So I'm going to try to tell it the best I can without getting too crazy with it. But yeah, that's what I was doing on Patreon. But I just couldn't keep up with the, doing 2 videos a day pretty much. I just couldn't do it, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's go ahead and tell the stories. The first one, I was running from the police, okay? And it was about this time of the year. I'll never forget, people were just putting the lids on the pools, you know, those tarps and stuff like that. Well, this was in high school, and I was breaking into cars, okay? A lot of you already know that I was a big thief growing up, and I broke into cars. I'm not proud of it. I'm not glorifying it. This is just a story of my life. All right, don't judge me now. I'm sure plenty of y'all will. But anyways, I had a set of 2. Ooh, I'm going to tell another story. Oh my God, just got pulled over the other day. And this kind of falls into line with this story, okay? Check it out. So I always had a set of tools that I took with me. A flathead, a Slim Jim. And someone asked me in the comment section, what's a Slim Jim? You talking about the food? No, I'm not talking about the food. A Slim Jim is like a flat piece of metal rod that you can put into... slide in between the glass and the car door on the older models and slide it in and pops it right open. You know what I mean? It only works on older models. I think they might have a newer one out. I don't know, but that's what I had. I had a Slim Jim. I had a flathead. I had a Phillips screwdrivers. I had those little box cutter knife. Okay, in order to cut the cords clean and quick, and that was about all I had when it came to tools, and of course gloves and stuff. But those were like the 3 main tools I had to break into cars, okay? But anyways, I was in this car, and long story short, I'm in there, I'm getting everything out of it. The CD player was a custom CD, deck or whatever, and I'm popping it out, and as I'm popping it out, a cop car pulls up right next to me, flashes his lights right into the freaking car, man. I'm terrified. I'm staring at the lights like a deer in headlights, but within an instant, I jump out the car and start running. I already knew what time it was. It was like I just had those thief instincts, But anyways, I get out the car and I dash off. I don't even care what he's saying. I hear him screaming something, but I dash off, and I left all the tools there, and the only tool I had left was the box cutter. The box cutter in my pocket. So I'm running. I'm jumping like 6 or 7 fences. I'm in this backyard. I'm sitting in the corner of this fence behind a bush, and I see the pool. There's a pool right in front of me with the tarp on it. You know what I mean? One of those tight tarps. And keep this in mind. It was around this time of the year, and it wasn't too cold yet. I mean, I was out there in a short sleeve shirt. I'll never forget it. But the tarp was on the pool. I said, man, quick thinking. I grabbed the box cutter. I ran over there and made a little slit in the pool covering. Got right up underneath that pool cover and sat in there for about 40 minutes until my legs were going numb. That water, even though it wasn't that cold outside, that water was freaking cold. And let me tell you another thing. That was one of the creepiest things I had to do, man. Sitting underneath that thing, it was terrifying. It was like a whole nother world. there was about this much, no, it was probably about that much of water and space between the top, because I guess they lowered the water or something. I don't know. But there was a good amount of space between the water and the tarp thing, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting in there and I'm just looking around. It's pitch black, but it's creepy as hell, man. I'm talking about, you could see the water a little bit like moving. Oh my God, it was terrifying. And now that I look back at it, it's even more terrifying to think that I was actually sitting under that thing in this house in the middle of nowhere. Who knows what was in that water? It could have been a damn shark, anaconda, anything in that water, you know what I mean? Not really. But have y'all ever done that? You know, been swimming in a big pool or something at night and you just really, or surfing at night. I've done that before. That's terrifying. You just don't know. Your imagination starts playing tricks on you and you think that there's something underneath you. You know what I mean? Water, being in the open water or a pool at night with no lights or anything, it's pretty freaking scary. Or going surfing when it's raining. Oh my God. That is terrifying, man. Going surfing when it's raining. All the raindrops falling on everything. The whole ocean looks like it's just alive. You know what I mean? Terrifying. If nobody's ever experienced being in the ocean during the rain, go try it out. You know what I mean? Don't say I didn't warn you, though. But anyways, you know, after sitting there for about 30 or 40 minutes, my legs going freaking numb. It was freezing. I crawled up out the tarp. I could hear the cars while I was underneath the tarp. I could hear the cop cars zooming past. I don't know if anyone's ever been on the run, but this is one constant that always happens when I'm hiding from the police. Okay, you'll hear this. You'll hear the engine flying back and forth on the blocks trying to figure out where the hell I went. And most cops, look, I learned this at a very young age as well after being caught. Every time the cops, when you go on a run, they quarantine a certain section, okay? Let's say you go on a run on this block. They're usually going to make like a blockade formation, not blockade, but they're going to have cops within like a 6-block radius lock it down, you know what I mean? Looking one way, looking that way, and looking this way so that if you start running, you know, sooner or later you're going to get caught because they quarantine that area. That's why I learned at a young age it's best to just post up in one really good spot and not move. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell people how to do it. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just telling you stories of my life and what I've learned from doing this crazy stuff. But anyways, I got out from under that tarp, hid in another bush in the same yard, and I was there for about a good 3 or 4 hours before I felt the need to go to my car. I felt like it was safe, you know what I mean? And even then, 3 or 4 hours later, man, it was absolutely terrifying walking back to the car. You know, you never know if they're still posted up somewhere. It's a very scary thing, man, running from the cops. I've told the cops before, too. They're like, why'd you run? I pulled the oldest line in the book. I was scared, man. I was scared. Hey, I bet cops love hearing that, man. You're scared. I wasn't scared, man. I was scared of going to jail. That's about it. I wasn't scared of you, you know what I mean? But that's one crazy story. One crazy story about how I got away from the police. Never forget it, man. The next story, okay? I wasn't even going to tell this, but I got pulled over the other day, okay? And there's some things in my car. Look, sometimes cops are cool, man. Like the other day, before this one, I got pulled over. He said, man, you know, what's your tint on your windows? How dark is it? And I was like, I don't know, man. I've never been pulled over for it before. I've had it for a while. I already knew that they were illegal. I actually had to pay the tint, you know, the guy that tints windows a little extra. You know what I mean? Just so he could do it legally. So I knew they were illegal tint. I know they're illegal tint. And I've never had any kind of tickets from it. But this one cop pulls me over. He says, your tint's illegal and you were speeding. I was like, yeah, man, I literally said this straight up to him. You know what I mean? I was being straight up with him. I don't care. Give me a ticket. You know, that's my mindset. If I'm going to get a ticket, just give me the damn ticket and let me be on my way. I'm not trying to suck up to you to get out the ticket, you know? So he comes up to the window and he tests the window tint. He's like, yeah, it's definitely too dark. And I'm like, all right, yeah. And then I told him, I said I was speeding because I was on my phone. I literally told him, I said I was on my phone, man. I didn't even notice. Sometimes this car picks up speed. You know, I'm speeding without noticing sometimes. Because for real, you know, I could be going 100 miles an hour in that Infinity and it'll literally feel like I'm gliding. I really won't feel like I'm going 100, you know. But I was only going like 55 and a 40 or something like that. But anyways, he tests the window tint, and he's like, yeah, it's illegal, man. He said, look, backup pulls up. It was 2 Tahoe cops, you know, with the SUV cops. And another one pulls up. I'm like, God, here we go. And he comes up to my window. He goes, look, I'm just going to let you go with a warning, man. Just slow it down. You know, pay attention to the streets. And this was a young cop. I was very shocked and surprised. You know, stuff like that. I don't understand, you know, I really don't understand. Some cops are horrible. Some cops very laid back. That guy obviously could have given me a ticket for speeding and window tint, and I didn't say anything. You know, I didn't say anything trying to get out of the charge or whatever, and he let me go. You know what I mean? With just a warning. I thought it was going to escalate to more because backup showed up. But check it out. This is a different situation not too long after that, all right? This happened about a week and a half ago. I got pulled over, and this cop was totally different, okay? Before he even came to my window, he called for backup. 2 squad cars pulled up right behind him. And he comes to the window after they pulled up, and he asked for my license, registration, and all that stuff. And I give it to him, and he's like, is this your car, sir? I was like, yeah, it's my car. I was like, it's all under my name. First off, he didn't even believe that. I could tell in his face, he's like, man, this got to be under someone else's name. You know what I mean? I don't know. He was judging me. I could feel like he was judging me simply because I was driving a nicer car, and he obviously knows I've been to prison. But anyways, he finds out that it is my car, and he asked me to search my vehicle. You know what I mean? He asked me to search a vehicle. I'm like, I don't care, man. You can search a vehicle. And, you know, most people are going to say, hey, why don't you ask the cop for reasonable cause? Because I don't care. My car is clean, man. Clean as a whistle. He can search the car. Just, you know, if I were to say you got any reasonable doubt, he's going to figure out something to say to get up in my car. That's how it works, man. You go that route, they're going to make up something, anything, you know. All they have to do is say, hey, I smell weed in the car. That's it. And boom, they're allowed in the car. You know, that's reasonable cause. But anyways, I'm like, nah, you can search it, man, you know. So he starts searching the car, and he finds a flathead in the glove box, okay. Remember what I said about the last story? I kept tools like that when I was breaking into cars. But anyway, he's like, what's this doing in the glove box? I said, I don't know, man. It ain't no burglary tools, though. I already knew where he was going with it. I said, ain't no freaking burglary tools. I said, maybe I just need to fix something sometimes, man. I started getting a little sassy now because I knew where he was going with the flathead. Why does it matter what the freak I got a flathead in my freaking glove box for, man? It's my car. You know what I mean? And then, you know, after he could sense that I was getting a little saucy with him, he starts searching through my car, through everything, you know. And goes to the trunk, and he finds a baseball bat. He's like, what's this baseball bat doing in the car, man? I said, look, do you not see the cleats in the baseball glove right next to it? I play baseball, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's like, what the hell are you even going to ask me about my baseball bat when I freaking got a glove and cleats right there? Absolutely unbelievable. So I was like, man, I play baseball. You know? And I'm looking at the guys, because there's other guys there too, standing right next to me while he's doing it. And I'm looking at them. I'm like, are you serious, man? This is absolutely unbelievable. You know what I mean? Why is he even asking me this stuff? So anyways, another guy joins the search, man. He gets back. They're just dying. They feel as though I have something in the car. And in the back seat on the floor, there was this white residue, white powder. And I'll never forget what it was. I know exactly what it was. It was deodorant. I had deodorant in my back seat, and when I was vacuuming the car not too long ago, I remember the deodorant kind of crumbled on the ground. So these guys are probably thinking it's freaking crack or something, you know what I mean? So they find this white powder stuff, and they're asking me what it is. I said, I think it's deodorant, man. You know, it should be deodorant. And they get their little test kit out, and they're freaking drop it in the test kit, crack it and shake it or whatever, and nothing came up. You know, it was just a white residue. So these guys had me sitting outside the freaking car looking crazy for God knows how long, searching my whole car for absolutely nothing, and they gave me a ticket for speeding. Can you believe that? They put me through stuff like that, man. The questions that they were asking me, that right there is absolutely uncalled for, man. I feel like they violated every right I have as an American, you know? But, you know, that is what it is. You know, sometimes you get cool cops and sometimes you get these Delta Force cops. You know what I mean? And that junk's just crazy. I know they were absolutely pissed off after that stop. You know what I mean? They didn't find nothing. I can't believe they even tested that little white powder. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, let me tell you one more crazy story. This one is absolutely insane. All right, check it out. This was in high school. And if anybody from this area watches my content, you will know exactly where I'm talking about. Okay, this was in the Indian River area, Georgetown area, off of Military Highway. There's this car dealerships. Okay, there's car dealerships all over there, and behind the dealerships, there's this back road right next to Georgetown, and those little apartments back there, and all that townhouses, whatever you want to call it. But there's this road behind the dealerships on Military, and we used to park there all the time. It was like kind of like an alleyway type of road. No one ever comes back there. And we used to park, a lot of people park their cars there. Even like Mack trucks would park their big trucks there and sleep. But anyways, we parked there and we would roll up all the time, roll up a blunt and just, you know, smoke a blunt right there in the car, you know, turn on the music. Well, this one occasion, I'll never forget the rest of my life, all right? I'm going to try to tell it the best that I can. All right, look, I know a lot about guns. All right, I know a lot about guns. I know that a lot of people think that silencers really, literally silence a gunshot. Okay, like it's like pew pew. It ain't like that for real. It silences a little bit. It really gets rid of the muzzle flash a lot, but for real, it's still pretty loud, and you can still see a decent flash. Okay, with a silencer on the gun. But anyways, we're sitting there, we're rolling up a blunt, and we're smoking, and we got the music up nice and loud, and we don't even notice that the car in front of us, there's people in it, until we see a flash. We see a flash in the car very quick out of like our peripheral, and we're like, yo, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? We didn't hear nothing, we didn't hear no gunshot or anything. That's what kind of threw me off about this whole situation. We didn't hear nothing, all we saw was a flash, you know what I mean? So we didn't think it was a gunshot. But we're right behind, we're about 20 yards behind this car, maybe a little less. And we're looking at the car even harder now, and we can see someone in it. So we're getting all paranoid. We thought maybe they took a picture or something, but they didn't stop us. We're still smoking the blunt and all that. We're just being snoopy now, trying to figure out what the hell the flash was. And then all of a sudden, this guy gets out of the car, white dude, older white dude, and he was dressed like, he should not even be in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? This guy was dressed proper, formal, and he was walking past us. He walked past us, and we just steady smoking our blunt, looking at him crazy, like, what the hell is this dude doing out here? And he was an older white guy, dressed formal. You will never see that crap in that area. You know what I mean? You just don't. So the dude walks past, and he gets in another car not too far away and drives off. So we don't think nothing of it. We just finish our blunt, we keep it moving, we drive off, and we leave. Next day on the news, we find out that same exact spot, someone got shot in the freaking head. Can you believe that? Someone got shot in the head, that same street. Look, we put two and two together, we're like, bro, that was what happened. That was the flash. That is what happened. You know what I mean? And then we started thinking to ourselves, like, man, that guy could have easily shot us. And, a lot of people might say, that wasn't the guy. That wasn't the guy that did it. That was just coincidence that happened. That probably happened at some other time. Look, I know for a fact, without a doubt in my mind, that was the dude that shot the guy in the head. You know what I mean? I just know for a fact. Just the flash like that and the weird guy coming, it's not coincidence. That's exactly what happened, And we were really freaked out about that afterwards. And, we've seen some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But just by him being like an older white dude, dressed the way that he was dressed, and coming out of that car like that and walking right past us made it even creepier. It was almost like it was a freaking hitman or something, And there was no sound. That was another crazy thing. We didn't hear no kind of, no kind of sound or anything. Just that quick flash. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget it, man. Never forget it. And, I don't even know if homeboy got caught. If anyone ever caught the guy who did that to whoever got shot in the head, Maybe I need to do my research and check it out. But it was absolutely insane. Something I will never forget. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed these 3 stories. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I do apologize. I really wanted to bring a tattoo video y'all's way today. But I can promise you it is coming in the near future. Don't forget to add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. My Twitch is deathibring757. I live stream on there daily. Daily, my friends. Go add me up. Hit that subscribe button over there. Check out the Patreon. Teespring, go buy yourself some merchandise, and also check out all the links to the equipment that I use to make these vlogs if you want to make your stories come to life as well. I've been seeing a lot of people being inspired by what I say. Go out there and tell your story. I've seen a bunch of them, and also I get a lot of mail. I've been getting a lot of fan mail lately, and I do apologize if I don't respond to all of them, but there was one in particular I got the other day. I got some wristbands with a little flashlight on it. It was pretty cool. I got a bunch of letters, autographed musician photographs. I got a letter the other day from someone about prosthetics for my daughter. Look, trust me, check it out. I really do appreciate your, concern about the situation. But as of right now, look, we've already looked into all prosthetics and stuff like that. But I can almost guarantee you, within the next 20 years, prosthetics is going to be absolutely insane. And for anybody who doesn't know what happened to my daughter, she was born like that. It's the umbilical cord wrapped around her arm and stopped it growing from here down. So she was born like that. She knows no better, which is a good thing in a way, because it's better to, I guess, never have had it than to have had it, because it could be harder or more emotional to her. But we do know, we do have plenty of doctors that we have talked to about prosthetics, and honestly, Miley doesn't even want to wear one, but I know she will sooner or later when these puppies get turning, them things are going to be crazy in about 20 years from now, I can only imagine what they're going to look like, probably very real arms. AI and robotics is going to be increasing dramatically within the next 20 years. I can guarantee it. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 20 years people have robots walking around their house. You know what I mean? Anyways, I salute to every last one of you who've been supporting me since the beginning, and everyone who is just now hitting that subscribe button, man. I love every last one of you. Y'all be safe out there, and go cook your significant other a delicious meal today, my friends.